All right, if you're trying to decide whether you should hire a writer or just create the content yourself, this is a very important question that needs to be answered. So just how important is it? It's so important that I turned my head around backwards for this video. Hello everyone, welcome to the video. My name is Sean with SEO Sorcerer. If you've seen my videos before, thank you for coming back. If it's your first time, welcome to the party. All right, in this video, we're talking about if you should hire a writer or if you should just create the content yourself. Not a real hard decision, but it's important you get it right. So we're gonna go over some of the factors you need to bring in. First of all, can you afford to hire a writer? That doesn't mean can you go to Fiverr and spend $7 and get an article. That means can you spend, potentially hundreds of dollars on an article, because that's what it's going to cost to get quality content. If you're doing pillar content, it needs to be excellent content. So yeah, it's going to be at least $100 for a 1,000-word article, probably 150, 200, or maybe even more. Okay, and then if you're thinking about writing the content yourself, this is going to sound basic, but can you create excellent content by yourself? Take a look at the top ranking content on Google for what you're trying to rank for. Can you create content on that level? If you can, then you can create the content yourself. If you're not sure you could do that or not, ask some people. Ask some people that you value their opinion, Ask people in your niche what they think of your content. Ask someone who you respect their opinion, But I think just by taking a look at the top ranking content for what you're trying to rank for on Google, that's a great indicator. Can you create content on that level? Normally, if you put the time into it, you can. Another thing to factor in is, do you have the time to create your own content? Would your time be better spent doing other things, Are you better off to just shell out a couple $100, free up an entire day or two that it might take to create that content and move on with your day? Whereas, if you're able to crank out content in a couple hours and that's all it'll take, then that might be the right move for you to write your own articles. That's another important thing you need to factor in. Another thing, if you do decide to outsource the content, are you comfortable having someone else's voice being expressed on your website? If you know what I mean? Maybe your blog, you're building your brand on your website, on your blog, and you don't want to just have someone else writing for you. That's something you need to factor in also. So after you factor in all those things, in the end here, I have 3 different options you can go with. 2 of them are pretty obvious, but the third one, it might be good for you. So stick around and listen to all 3 of them. Obviously, the first one is hire a writer. You're comfortable with someone else's voice being expressed on your website. You want to be able to free up the time that will be freed up whenever someone else is writing for you. That way you don't have to grind out content all the time. There you go. That's option number 1. You can use different places to get content: Facebook groups, Upwork, and I use SEO Content Hero. There's going to be a blog post in the description that'll link out to all of these different options for hiring a writer. Do not go cheap. You will definitely regret that. I'm telling you, I said it once, I'll say it again. If you go to Fiverr and you plunk down $7 for your content, not going to be good. Not going to pay off in the end. All right. The second option, obviously, write the articles yourself. If you're looking to save some money and you're willing to put the time in to make really good content, then this is a great option. Like I said, you put the time in and you will see the results. Another thing that's good about writing your own content is that you're developing a highly sought after skill. If down the road your blog doesn't work out for whatever reason, if you want to become a writer, that's a great way to earn some extra money. All right, then there's a mixture of the two. This is the third option I was talking about that you might not realize is there. What you can do here is you can pay a lot cheaper for your content. So basically, you can pay, instead of paying $100 plus for an article, you can pay $10 or $20 from someone on Fiverr, and they'll put the framework in place for your article. They're probably going to have some typos. They're probably going to need revamped, but you can spend maybe a half hour, an hour making an okay article great, whereas maybe you'd have to spend hours upon hours to make one great article. So that's an option that maybe you didn't realize you had. You're still going to be spending some money, but you're spending a lot less money. So that's something to consider. All right, and the main thing to do is, now that you have all 3 of these options, don't get hung up on making this decision. Don't think about it for days. If you want to just make an article, see how it goes, maybe you'll finish up and you'll be like, man, I'll never do that again. Or maybe you'll say, hey, that wasn't too bad. Let's do an article. You can just crank them out and you're really good at it. Either way, you'll learn from the process, and moving forward, you'll know what to do. All right, so whichever one you go with, whether you want to write your own content, whether you want to hire a writer, or whether you want to kind of do a mixture of the 2 options, just let's pick which one you're going with and let's get going. Let's do this. And once again, my name is Sean with SEO Sorcerer. Thanks for checking out my video. And if you enjoyed it, I'd appreciate a big thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more. And once again, thank you for stopping by.